and welcome to another episode of Farming Simulator 25. How are we doing, guys? Welcome. Right, gonna start with our usual trip to the milk, just because we need to get the milk into the production. I do expect we may have another pallet spawning very soon. I hope there's going to be another pallet spawning very soon, because, well, it just helps tide the farm over a little bit. Right, just as we're starting the episode, I want to kind of get this out of the way. The issue with the contracts, guys, is definitely related to precision farming. No matter what contract mod I use, the problem still exists. As soon as I get rid of the precision farming or deactivate it, that contract problem doesn't seem to be there. So we're just gonna have to try and avoid hoeing and weeding contracts. I spent about 2 hours yesterday loading in different maps, including the new version of Pallegney, and yeah, it basically, that's kind of what I've deduced from the little bits of testing, is it's just completely and utterly yeah, on precision farming. As soon as you disable that, they work properly. So I don't really know what's going on with that. I don't even know if Giants are aware that may be making an issue. I don't know if anyone else is having the problem though, that's the thing. But I tried it with just precision farming, and yeah, the problem was then there, do you know what I mean? So I don't really know what else I can do with that. Right, so today's episode, guys, I do believe we have a no, we don't. We have a field to harvest, and that is field number 21. Field number 9 is technically ready, but I don't think it is. It's now long enough. So we've also got grass to do. And look how tall that grass is. I love it. I genuinely love how long that grass is. Yeah, I do genuinely love the super long grass. I think it's freaking awesome. So yeah, what we're going to do first, and guys, we're going to get straight into our harvester. It's not a very big harvester, but it'll do for what we need at the moment. We do need to get a wider header one. There is one I do want to get. I'm doing because I'm trying to figure out where I'm going. So we've got the house here. I'm thinking of going for the typical Dominator 108. Now, people are going to be like, oh yeah, but Matty used that a lot on 22. The reason why I know this works with these headers, and, well, we can drive around the map, have a 6 meter wide header, but we can drive around the map in 3 meters. Do you know what I mean? That's just going to make getting around the farm so much easier and so much better. We can go up to 6672. Yeah, so we've got another 66 there. What? But yeah, but you get the idea of what we've got to do. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. We're going to try and get that Dominator, and then we're going to try and I might even be able to, no, I can't afford it now, I can't afford the header. Right, if you're wondering, guys, I have been working on the supporter side, and again, thank you to Whole Chicken for becoming a Twitch supporter. It doesn't look very good quality, but if you get out, it really is. I don't know what it is, it's just for some reason in the vehicles it seems to go a bit pixelated. But yeah, if you're on one of those channels, YouTube, Ko-fi, Patreon and Twitch, and you do support the channel, your name will go on the board for a month. I am going to be updating the board though, just once a month, so no matter what, everybody gets a month. Patreon resets on the 1st of every month, so if you are a supporter on, say, the 3rd, because it does take a couple of days with the process, yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll update on like the 3rd. I might even update on the 5th. It's a nice round number, and then that way we can everyone will be there until the 5th who is a support on the 5th. But yeah, just kind of wanted to show that, you know, I do appreciate the support from the supporters that we do have. We're not a very big channel. We've been doing this for a long time and we've not exactly grown overly much, but it doesn't help when you have to take like breaks and stuff from creating content. Not through no fault of your own either, that's the thing. dropping me straw. Yes. Beautiful. Look at this go. I don't even want to do this in a time lapse because this field's not that big. But yes, this is our second harvest on this field. That is crazy. I feel like that's not dropping. Yeah, it was. It was. I just felt like that wasn't actually dropping the straw. It definitely was. That's the worst thing. There seems to be less straw there than there was last month. It doesn't look great, does it? The yield is pretty good, to be fair. That's the main thing. 81%, is that? I don't know what. I've got to figure out what all the new little symbols mean on the harvester. Like I say, it's new to the precision farming section. And that is going to be us nearly with a headland done already. I did finally get some comments, people actually commenting on the sensors. You agreed that I should get the sensors. Now I know I did kind of give a little bit of an update in yesterday's episode, I think it was, where I was telling you the Massey, I nearly said the Volvo, the Massey Ferguson doesn't have the sensor option. So if we do add the sensors, people are saying I should get them to help us along. Obviously I can't get them on the Massey. We're not in a rush to replace the Massey either, because the Massey is just such a good little round the yard tractor no matter what. Tell you what, this is proving to be a little bit of a ball, eh? I can't believe all we've got off that at the moment. One headland and it's 855 litres. See, that's the dyslexia there, guys. Did you notice how I read the numbers in the wrong order? It cripples me sometimes with having it. Right, as you can see though, we haven't got that much more to do on this field. I maybe should have time-lapsed it a little bit. It would have been over a little bit quicker, but it's harvest season. It's not a very big field. We're going to be busy time-lapsing the bigger fields. Yeah, getting this in the grass. We've got to get that silage into cut. I'm hoping to get a second cut this year on the grass field. If I can get one cut this month, get it into the bunker or even baled or whatever, yeah, I think that's going to work best for us. Right, as you can see though, this field is pretty much half done. Doesn't take much. 25% full. This can be chicken feed for all I care. You know what I mean? It's whichever one gives us the lowest amount and is worth the less or the least. Come on. Yeah, a wider header would be brilliant. We'd have already done this by now. Like I said, I don't want to go too big with the harvester. I just need it to be big enough and more powerful enough to be able to pull that golden header. Yeah, that's the plan anyway. Go down there. I don't really want to drive in this straw very often, but I'm not having much option at the moment. It just seems to be the way it's going, and it doesn't help when you crash into a bug. looking really, really good now. Yeah, this field has taken me a lot longer than I thought. I've got to time-lapse everything when it comes to this little harvester. You forget how little it is. That's because when you stand next to it, it doesn't look little. I'm going to try and leave all the straw on the field. This year I do want to try and get the straw into the cows. Not saying it's going to be possible. It just would be nice if we could. Absolutely awesome. When is, I wonder when the planting season for barley is. How quickly, let's just have a quick second. Let's just have a little look. So barley is not plantable 2 months. So that gives us 2 months to get the straw off this field. Gives us 2 months to, you know, cultivate, 2 months to get seeded. Yeah, well, we're not exactly in a rush then. It'll be nice to get it done. But yeah. See the point in rushing to get it. It means we can just, you know, we don't have to just get it done right now today so we can start working next month on it on the field. Well, there's one thing I thought we'd get a little bit more than 3. This is going to be the chicken feed. This has to be the chicken feed. There's not a lot of it. Now, I won't mind, but we had good quality groundwork as well. We did all the only thing we didn't do was the rolling. We did everything else, and yet, yeah, it's just because it's a small baby field. There we go. This field is pretty much done now. That's just told us we've hit 50%. And then the last little bit. Yeah, if I'm harvesting in future, guys, I will time lapse everything. That did take a little bit longer than I initially thought it would. That now means we can get straight on. To be fair, we can get straight on with cutting the grass. We might get the straw off this field today. And the reason why is I've got to drive past this field with the baler to get to the. Oh no! I'm making silage, aren't I? Right. So our problem's going to be we need to get a forage wagon. We need to get our hands on a forage wagon. We've got a lot of grass to move. The problem is it's going to be cheaper to buy a wrapper. It really is. It's going to be cheaper to buy a very small wrapper than it will be to buy a forage wagon. But a forage wagon does mean we can. I've also realised we don't have a windrow yet. We did not make much money this year, guys. Between like planting and harvest season, we did not make much money. Just kind of want to point that out there, that we have not done great there. Right, let me get that into here. Lovely. Make that bend round there. Absolutely amazing. I love just playing the game at the moment. And I say at the moment, and I don't mean it, you know, like I'm gonna get bored. But do you remember how, like, when it first came out, I really struggled to just enjoy it? But I tell you what I have got, guys. I have got my hands on a copy of the Northern Farms, which is another UK-based map, and I have been kind of setting up a little let's play for it and stuff. Between that and the small holding map, I've got some stuff. I've got some maps. So I'm very happy with that at the moment. Yeah, I definitely want to get baled a straw as quickly as I can, actually. I need to mulch that field. Right, and we need to figure out... come on. There we go. So if we go onto here, let's have a look what we've got now. We really need to be investing in a better quality, you know, bale wrapper. But that's £110,000 for a bale wrapper. You know, a baler and wrapper. So let's just have a look at wrappers. We can get the Goel, £16,000. So we could afford that. But we also need to get our hands on a windrow, which is also going to be 19,500. So we need 19. Yeah, we need about £40,000 basically, while also needing to buy the new tractor. As I see people in the comments are very excited about possibly getting a new tractor as well. It is on the to-do list, guys. I haven't forgotten. I genuinely have. I am tempted about financing the Deutz-Fahr, but it's possibly being able to afford. If we sell the Volvo, we can buy the grass equipment with the money from the Volvo. But we have to guarantee to be making about £5,000 a month cover the finance on Deutz-Fahr. That's the question. So here's a question, you know, because this is going to be a viewer question, because you know it depends on what you guys wanna see me do on this series. Do we finance the Deutz-Fahr and buy the grass equipment with the Volvo? Although I'm going to need the grass equipment today, that's the problem. I'm going to need the grass equipment today. Oh, hang on, wrong button, sorry. There we go. Now this might do better coming out next month. Right, let's partial weeds. Why does this just never look like it's giving me swaths? I think it's because of the modifications. It will be there. It'll just be under the grass. Can't really see because of these trees. I think I've missed. Yeah, I've missed quite a bit there. I've missed quite a bit there. Never mind. Right, I want to try and get that kind of straightened up ever so slightly. So what we're going to do then, guys, is I'm going to get the radio turned on. We're going to get this into a little bit of a time lapse, and I kind of basically just want to get this field mowed. all done and dusted. Sorry, that's what made me throw them. All done and dusted. One field cut. Absolutely amazing. Right, so what we need to do then, guys, is I think this year I'm gonna rent the windrow, and I'm gonna rent possibly a bale wrapper, because what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give you guys the option of if we should finance the Deutz-Fahr, but we're gonna have to contract more off season. We won't have a choice. We can have the tractor repossessed if we don't pay for it, so we've got to always make sure we get the money in the bank. But you know, if I rent the windrow this time and I rent the wrapper this time, that gives you guys chance to find out what we should do. So that's what I'm gonna do, guys. What I'm gonna do also is I'm gonna jump cut this to me getting back to the field, so we can actually get some more work in that field done. Right, as you can see, guys, we are back on the, well, we are back at the field. I nearly said on the farm, but no, we are back at the field. And as you can see, that swath does not look very big at all, does it? It really, really doesn't. I'm not gonna procrastinate too much with just chatting kind of thing. We're gonna be, you know, windrowing. There's not really much more I can say about that. So I think the best thing we can do is get ourselves into another time lapse, just so we can get this field hopefully finished in this episode. What I will do though, as part of the time lapse, I will include the windrowing of the straw field. I just want to see if we can make the straw field a little bit easier to bale in, well, when it comes time to baling it, really. And I think that's probably the best way to do it. And I'm going to try and get all this here, so it might look a little bit weird what I'm doing, but I'm just going to move that grass over the edge of our field, because if we've cut the grass, we might as well claim it and bale it for ourselves. It won't be a lot, but I don't see the point in letting it go to waste, really, more than anything else. If I can just get this done, this little bit at the bottom, so you guys can actually see what I'm doing. This Volvo does not like turning in full lock. It's pretty dreadful. If we do this now and then we basically come across here, that's going to move all that grass from that path. We'll have to do the same at the top as well. But as you can see, we will be able to bale all that grass. None of that grass is now going to waste, which for all we know could be an extra bale or two. Could be, might not be, who knows. But there you go. So as you can see, we've got that done. I'm going to get this now back into a little bit of a time lapse, because we're going to have to try and get this field done, because in the next episode, guys, in July, we are going to be super busy with harvest season. took quite a bit longer than I thought. Do you know something? That seems to be the saying of this series. It took long. It seemed to take longer than I thought. But yeah, it's amazing how long that is taken to do. This is gonna be quite a long episode. I really wish I had a time lapse the harvesting out at the beginning. That was 10 minutes. That could have been down to like 30 seconds, and it would have given us like another 9 minutes in time lapses. This is going to be a very time lapsey episode. There's not much I can do. There's just so much to do, and I don't think it's going to help right now that we may be stuck at 125 centimeter bales. At least if it was 150 centimeter bales, it would have been a bit easier to you know, a bit quicker to do. So what we need to do right now is we just need to quickly send that back, I'm done with that for now. That gives me a little bit of money back in the bank. And where is our baler? Where is our baler? Our baler is somewhere. And I've just driven literally straight past it. So yeah, unfortunately guys, this is going to be probably jump cutty, because we are, yeah, this is just taking a lot longer than I thought. Like a lot longer than I thought. I do need to just quickly fill up with fuel as well. Right, what I'm going to do guys is because this is also going to be a very slow job, I'm going to jump cut this. I'm going to get the straw done, and I'm going to meet us basically when we partway through the grass field. It's baling, you know what I mean? Now we've baled a lot. Right, as you can see, we've done the headlands with the grass, and we have got an absolute load of bales already. This is going to take quite a while to do, guys. So these, you know, these will just be little jump cuts, because I'm stopped. Look, that's how often I'm stopping, and it takes quite a while to do. This doesn't even include the wrapping either, which is even worse. But yeah, I'm probably going to have to wrap these off recording, just because this video is going to be super long. I don't mind doing long videos, but I also don't like to, you know, I know people's time is precious. I got 3 bales off every single row. That's crazy. Yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little bit more baling, and I'll bring you back when we get hopefully a few more rows done, to be honest. Right, as you can see guys, we are approximately halfway through the field, and well, look at the bales we've got. We've got to wrap all these bales. This is not something I'm gonna be able to do on the recording. This is just gonna absolutely cripple us. And then once I've wrapped them all, I have to move them all with a front loader. 6 to 10 bales at a time. This is, yeah, this is just absolutely crippling us. And also, if you notice, the round bale net in the baler is also starting to run a little bit low, which also isn't going to help us, because if we end up running out of bale net, that means we've then got to go all the way back to the shop, which is just absolutely, oh, it's absolutely crippling me at the moment, is this. But it, you know, it is what it is. It's a big job. Maybe this is a field we only do once a year. We only need silage. And to be honest, with the amount of silage that's coming off this field, we maybe only need to cut it once. I don't really want to have to come back. Although we need hay. Although we don't need hay. We don't need to make TMR. We can just feed silage and the meadow. That's more than 100%. So maybe that's just what we'll do in future. But this is my headache, guys. I'm moving like 100 meters and I'm dropping another bale. We need a bigger baler. We definitely need a bigger baler. This is just, like I say, it's just crippling for time. But this is where I'm going to leave the episode here, guys. All I'm going to do off recording is I'm going to finish baling. I'm probably going to wrap as much as I can, because I want to be in July in the next episode. You know, I don't really want to be lingering in the wrong month. But maybe what we might do is we might look at changing this to 2 days per month. if we change it 2 days per month and we don't have anything to do in that second month, then that's maybe where we can do a contract to help pay for the new tractor. So let me know what you think we should do with regards to going to maybe a 2-day month. It will help move the farm along a little bit quicker than the pace we're at now. I believe so anyway, because we'll be able to get a little bit more side hustle income coming in. It will also leave us with a little bit extra time to do on jobs like this. Like, for example, you know, we could go into June 2 if we were in a 2-month, you know, a 2-day month already. So let me know what you think about the 2-day months. We don't always have to complete the 2 days if there's nothing to do, like over the winter months. But yeah, let me know what you think about that, guys. And as I say, I'm going to leave it here. Thank you so much for watching this episode. I do apologise if it's a long one. I know people's time is precious. And I'll see you all in the next episode, guys. Bye for now.